All right, kids, it's time to play. What do you do when your hands go down? First thing for our first game, our first challenge, is to think about our musical lineage. What's the first artist you can remember really hearing that affected you? Now, I grew up in a house with Jethro Tull, Kiss, Queen, Kenny Rogers, Waylon Jennings, a pretty wide array of music. Oh, yeah, Bay City Rollers. Can't forget the Bay City Rollers. But the first band or artist I remember really being into is Brian Adams and the Police. And then a friend of mine said, "Hey, we got tickets to go to the Van Halen concert. You want to go with us?" And so we went to the Van Halen concert, and that became my gateway. Now, everybody else went into Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and that kind of thing. I tended to hang out in the stuff that the girls liked for obvious reasons for a while, and then kind of got into Queensryche, and that kind of led into Rush. And then the funniest thing happened while that's going on. I kind of went off on this side track with my dad when we went to see Clapton, and that kind of opened up the world to Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimmy Vaughan, and then all of the Kings, and then all this other musical influence started rolling in. In the meantime, I've got MTV off to the side, letting the days go by, and all these other kind of things that are just pounding into my brain, these visual images. And it became this amalgam of stuff that kind of formed what I do. And the funny thing is, if you really stop and look at it, if you look at the common theme through most of it is more pop than rock. It was radio friendly in that 1976 to 1992 era. And so when I sit down to start writing music, I have to be aware of that. And I either have to intentionally claim it or I have to intentionally choose to set it aside. Because otherwise, everything kind of ends up with a similar tempo, with a similar beat, and in a similar key. And so sitting down and kind of thinking about those kind of things is something you can do musically when your hands go wonky. Trace your lineage. What's your musical family tree? Who begat whom? Who begat you? And that's a way to stay involved with music without having to work your hands.